Today we're going to be dealing with a part of stoichiometry that deals with how to convert from mass of one substance to mass of another substance. The good news is there are actually no new skills in doing this. We've learned how to do the skills we need in the past two videos. Today we're just combining them into one process. So if you've forgotten how to do either converting between grams and moles, or if you've forgotten how to convert from moles to moles, then you may want to revisit those videos for a quick refresher. Today, here are the steps we're going to follow to convert from grams of one substance to grams of another. First, we're going to convert grams of the given into moles of that same substance. Then we're going to use the mole-to-mole ratio to switch from the given to what we're looking for. And finally, we're going to convert the moles of what we're looking for into grams of that substance. Our sample problem says how many grams of water will be generated if 5.2 grams of methane are combusted. So we're going to look at our chemical equation here, and we'll notice that we're starting with 5.2 grams of methane. Methane is over here at the beginning of the equation, and we're going to be converting into water, which is here at the end of the equation. One thing to always check is to be sure that your chemical equation is balanced. If it's not balanced, we wouldn't have the correct coefficients to do our mole-to-mole ratio later in the problem. Looking at this one, this particular equation is already balanced, so we're okay to proceed to our first step. We're going to start with our given, which we said was 5.2 grams of methane. And we're going to use the molar mass to change from grams of methane into moles of methane. Remember that when we do this, we want to be sure that we're putting what we're looking for on top and what we're wanting to cancel out on the bottom. In this case, we're going to have moles on top. And 1 mole of methane is equal to a certain number of grams. We find that number by looking at the periodic table. Once we have our mass, we can then put that into our ratio here. So it's 1 mole of methane is equal to 16.05 grams of methane. So that allows us to cancel out grams, since grams are on top and bottom. And then we can say 5.2 times 1 divided by 16.05 to give us 0.324 moles of methane. Now step 1 is complete, and we'll move on to step 2. In step 2, this is where we use our mole-to-mole ratio. Again, if you need a reminder of how to do this, please check back onto the previous video. We're going to put our ratio together, in which the thing we're looking for will go on top, and the thing we're canceling out will be on bottom. We're looking for water, so we're going to put moles of water on top. The number that goes with that is the number that we get from the coefficient that's in the chemical equation. In this case, there's a 2 next to water, and so we will have 2 moles of water. The substance we're canceling out are moles of methane, so we put moles of methane on the bottom. Again, we check back to find the coefficient that is with the number that is in the chemical equation. Since there is not a number written, we assume that number to be 1, and we'll put that in there, giving us a 2-to-1 ratio of water to methane. Our units of moles of methane cancel out, leaving us in moles of water. And when we do 0.324 times 2 divided by 1, we get 0.648 moles of water. And now step 2 is complete. In step 3, we're now going to convert from moles of water into grams of water. Much like the first step, but flipped, we're going to be using the molar mass. Since we're looking for grams this time it goes on top, and moles go on bottom. Again, we get our mass from the periodic table. Adding up those masses, we get 18.02 grams of water per 1 mole. Our moles cancel, leaving us in the unit that we're looking for, which is grams of water. So 0.648 times 18.02 divided by 1 gives us 11.7 grams of water, which is the answer we were looking for. So we've actually completed the problem. Now we've done this in 3 separate steps. If you're feeling pretty brave and you want to give it a try, you can put it all into one line. So all of the things that we did could be expressed in one longer expression. It still is the same thing we did. If you notice, we started out here at the very beginning by doing the thing that cancels out our grams. And then after we cancel out our grams, we needed to cancel out moles of methane. And then after we canceled out moles of methane, we needed to cancel out moles of water so that we were left with the unit we wanted to. So this equation that I've put up here is exactly the same as we did in the 3 steps. If you wanted to line it out like this, you could do all of your multiplication and division in one expression, or you can separate it into the steps. Either way, you would be doing the same operations and would get the same answer. So whichever way makes more sense to you or feels better, feel free to do that one. In our next video, we're going to be looking at how you can use stoichiometry to figure out which of our reactants will limit how much of a product we can make. Hope to see you next time, and have a great day.